Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 15. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Listen, when this episode went off, I had to have an emergency live. For those of you that were on the live, I appreciate you. Okay, I appreciate you. There were 1,215 of you on that live. The live has since been privated because I did not want to confuse you with the live versus the review. So I'm going to put the review out and then we're going to meet Thursday for another live so that we can continue to get into it. But child, let's get into it if we going to get into it. So baby, we still down to the retreat and Michelle is still on the case. Madison ran away like the guilty party that she is. Trashy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna call that girl so. Talking about things are getting emotionally draining. Yeah, things are always emotionally draining when you're a lying heifer. So now she's trying to switch the mood by taking shots. This skis done told Michelle, I just got overwhelmed, like overwhelmed for the both of you. Girl, are you serious? See, this is the type of woman that I can't stand. You are sitting right in this woman's face and you are telling her that you were overwhelmed for the both of them. No, you were overwhelmed for your man because she was on your scent. That's what it was. So now Michelle is telling them, I'm just upset that nobody's listening to me. And they're like taking David's side. Man, we don't want to see or hear the Karen tears. We really don't. Okay. She done turned on the tears because she feels like just because of the way that she's been treating him, she isn't entitled to being upset. And she does not understand why they are not listening. So Camille is trying to explain to her that she was quiet so she could hear David's side. Y'all can go and tell her the real girl we was quiet because we don't give a damn. Okay, you didn't like the man and you ain't gonna never like the man. So why do you care who he's texting? That's really what they wanted to say, but that's not what they said. Moving forward. Outside, poor unsuspecting Alan, he out there pissing me off, talking to David, talking about, well, I'm not gonna say everything you did was wrong. Okay, you're not fully wrong. How is he not fully wrong? Alan, that's what you think. David gonna say, I just need some tender love and care. Well, you're definitely getting that from his wife. And speaking of TLC, it's giving scrubs. Okay. A scrub is a guy that thinks he's flying, is also known as a buster. Honey, shout out to you. Moving forward. In the next scene, it's the next morning and Carla and Juan are talking and plugging ADT. Yes, the security system. That was so fake. So Carla gets up, rise and shine. And then Juan looks at her. How'd you sleep? I slept good. And even though this house is big, I felt safe. So then Juan goes, great. With a home this big, I would feel safe too with ADT. With the app, you can even turn it on when you're away from home. Watch out, please. Baby, don't y'all piss me off. Right now, we do not have time for this, honey. First, it was JamesAllen.com. Now we got ADT. Y'all not finna play. Over on the other side, everyone is getting ready for the day. David is outside and Michelle goes outside to talk to him. Because what else is she going to do? How is she going to get down to the bottom of it if she don't talk to him? So he apologizes and says that's not who he is. Are you sure that's not who you are? Because it seems a lot like this is who you are. It's giving, this is who I am. That's probably why that lady from that tattoo left. Because do y'all remember when David said that he had gotten a tattoo on him of his ex's name because he wanted to show her that he was serious? It gives me, I cheated on her, allegedly. Now, this is just my theory. It's giving, I'm trying to get you back. So I'm going to do whatever I can possibly do to win you back. And if a tattoo is what I should do to get you back, that's what I'm going to do. So Michelle wants to know, how come you make it seem like it's my fault? He said, well, I came in hoping to get my ride or die. She said, so did I. I did as well. Well, neither one of you got it. Now what? Okay, like what are we going to do about it now? So Michelle points out that before the text message, he said that he could see that the two of them were trying. So then she said, so did you mean that? He said, no, I don't actually believe that you were trying at all. She said, okay, so are you lying then or are you lying now? Because all you do is lie. Like I've caught you in several lies so far. Like what is the issue? David's a liar, period. I don't know what else you want him to say. He's a liar, point blank in the period. And I don't care why she keeps asking questions. She needs to ask the questions. I know everybody's getting upset and like, okay, just drop it. No, because Alan deserves to not be in the dark. Okay, so if she wants to ask the questions to get the answers, then she should. But really and truly, girl, you're not going to get the real. So it just really don't make no sense. So she repeats the lie that he told about, Madison Tiffany and that text message. And he says, again, believe what you want to believe. I deleted the contact. I can't show you my phone. I don't have it in there, Michelle. So she's like, okay, isn't that convenient? Yeah, it's convenient. I'm like, you know what? These people get mighty defensive when they're in the wrong. I've never seen anything like it. She wants to see the phone, but he's not going to give the phone up. Listen, just wrap it up because the lies are on rinse and repeat, like that washing machine next to that bed down in that basement. Okay? Rinse and repeat. And two things can be true. She don't give a damn, and David could have just been honest. Okay? He really could have. Innocent people are going to be hurt, i.e. Alan. So you could have just been honest. And to be honest, Michelle's gut is saying that it's Madison, and that's why she won't drop it. And to also be honest, I wouldn't either. Because you smiling in my face and sneaking behind my back. Like, she does not care about David. Never did. But the facts are the facts. Madison and David are doing something wrong. He needs to just state it plain. Listen, yeah, I did this. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Because, like, what are you afraid of? If you're sitting here saying you don't think that she was trying, you don't like the way she was treating you, and all that jazz, why don't you just be honest? Oh, I know why. Because of how the world will perceive you. That's why you're not being honest. Moving forward. Michelle is upstairs, right? And she's talking to Camille and MM. She's in the room. And she's telling them that she's fixated on Madison. And she really thinks that that's who David was trying to text. Baby. The creepy music, the way that the detective music was playing in the background, I was screaming. Do y'all hear me? I said, baby, not the detective music. Maybe not the detective music. So Michelle is telling them to think about it. Like, why was it that she was saying it was too much for me to talk about me and David? Why wasn't it too much when MM was talking about Ikechi? Why did she get up and walk away? And I'm like, you know what? You are absolutely right. So Camille tells her, girl, just ask Madison. But MM, she always wrong. Talking about, why don't you ask him? Girl, why? He's a known liar. Why would she go sit back down with the man? He's been telling her the same thing over and over again. Believe what you want to believe. So why on earth would she go to him? Now, I want to say this. When they were all in the kitchen and Michelle was crying because she felt like nobody was listening to her side and everybody was taking David's side, did you notice that Madison didn't say one word? She was completely silent. That is scary. I don't know if y'all know how dangerous that actually is. For you to be in the mix knowing that you have this secret and that you're actually involved with this man and you're not saying anything, and all the girls are rallying around Michelle trying to get her to calm down and really get down to the bottom of it, and you know that you are the bottom of it and you're not saying anything, that is crazy. I just thought I'd point that out, y'all. So now back upstairs, MM and Camille, they're feeling bad because Alan is involved. And I say talk to Maddie and see how she responds. If it were me, I would go straight to Madison. Meanwhile, Madison and Alan are going on a go-kart date. When I tell y'all, that's the most scandalous BS right there. Because how dare she have fun with Alan doing what she's doing? She probably planned to say no and then act like her and David got together after decision day. I don't put nothing past these people. When I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. They get done, they go sit down and talk. He brings up decision day. She says, well, we've made a lot of progress, and he wants to know if a part of her likes him and wants to take a gamble. Now, this is the part that really started to piss me off, because instead of you being honest, this woman looks at him and she says, sure, a little bit, but it's a lot going on. What's going on? What is going on between you and Alan? That's a lot. Y'all have given less than the entire time. What is going on? That's a lot. Say what now? Oh, okay. Moving forward. So she says she's just enjoying him and seeing where it could go. To constantly give him false hope and string him along, that's just plain cruel. It really is. And just like David, I want you to be honest. I feel so bad for Alan, but I know that his forever person is watching this Because hell, even Justin and his bucket of tears, y'all remember Justin, the one that was with Alexis? Even him and his bucket of tears, they found love. So, I mean, I know that Alan will be able to find somebody. He's wearing those boutique clothes she bought him, all while he's being lied to. Oh, child, this is just diabolical. So Juan and his corn stash and Carla and her crystals, they're going to create pottery. Now, it definitely wasn't giving Ghost. Y'all remember the movie Ghost? It definitely wasn't giving that. But I mean, at least they're trying. It wasn't giving that. Juan is no Patrick Swayze. I tell you that, child. These two are like a 90s sitcom, honey. They don't know what's going on. They head in the cloud. They be staying in their own lane. They do not want nothing to do with the mess, and I don't blame them. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, David and Madison are in the kitchen being sneaky. She done poured him a shot while he's eating a burger. Ugh, no shame whatsoever. Just gross. Camille and Thomas. So, baby, they're in the hot tub talking about the future, and he says that he's happy with where they are. Then he brings up being a parent, and if she's ready. She said, yeah, in about 2 years. She's always wanted to be a mom, but she hasn't been with anyone who makes her feel ready to be a mom. And he said that he's been afraid because he doesn't want to mess the kid up. Now, I'm wondering if that was because of his upbringing. I wonder if that contributes to his feelings. And that's a very understandable fear, because that's the one thing that I think about often. I do not want to mess up my son. That is the biggest concern. I have to get this person to adulthood and not mess him up. So I completely understand. So then Thomas brings up them having to discuss where they're going to live. And he said, I'm good as long as you're there. I'm fine. Well, that's all that matters, child. Moving forward. Over on the other side, Alan pulls Michelle to the side for a chat. So they go outside. They sit on the steps. He tells her that he's experienced cheating in a past relationship and people wanting to just drop it and not talk about it. So he wanted to see how she's feeling. She told him how she felt and how she felt dismissed. And David even shut Alan down when he wanted to talk about it. So then Alan told her, you know what? You have a right to feel the way that you do. So then he brings up him and Madison having downs and how, he hurt her. And he said that he's been getting feelings for her and that they've been growing stronger. And if he lost her, that he would be hurt. The whole time I'm just sitting here thinking, oh my God, the hurt that this man is about to endure. He does not understand that it is going to be a problem here soon. And it was like foreshadowing, because he said, if I were to lose her, I would be so hurt. He is 100% invested. Do y'all hear me? 100%. Michelle then says, yeah, well, I mean, you do know that he was out with Madison and Carla the day that text message was sent. He said, really? She said, yeah, I mean, I can either choose to let it go or I can fight it out. Now, me personally, I say keep the investigation going. But Michelle, you know full well, talking about your suspicions to him and planting those seeds in his head, that's really going to hurt him. And you know that he's going to be thinking about these things. I don't like how Michelle is doing this in little bits and pieces, and it's causing him to start thinking of things that maybe he didn't think of. I would have felt better if it all would have just come out at once, because I feel like it's giving misery loves company. Moving forward. Poor Alan. He really has no clue. He's so kind, actually checking on Michelle, making sure she's okay. He is always making sure those around him feel good. And Madison, you know what? I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I hope that you get everything that your little softball playing, iron pumping self deserves, heifer. In the next scene, all the people are gathering, honey, because it's only one couple. So I'm going to say all the people. They get together to play a game of Most Likely Married at First Sight edition. Now, mind you, they are the ones who wrote the questions. The first question, who is the most likely to die in a horror film? Thomas said Alan because he's going to go and investigate. Now, me personally, I said Carla. Because, baby, when she get done with those sound bowls, she's done. Carla, you're done. And Carla is my girl, honey, but you're going to go down. You hear me? Number 2, most likely to have an orgy. Michelle and Juan said Carla. Now, I say David. And if that ain't self-explanatory, I don't know what is. Number 3, most likely to be an exotic dancer, a stripper. Now, Alan said Juan. I say Juan too, because he has the body of a dancer and he likes to dance. Y'all know he gonna do his little 1-2 step if he don't do nothing else. Number 4, most likely to be into adult latex play. I was completely confused. And everybody else was like, latex play? I'm allergic. Like, what's going on? Now, Alan is the one that submitted that question. And I said, Alan, Now, I'm trying to be on your side, child, but not the latex play of it all. He was like, where they wear the latex suits. And I said, oh, child, the kink of it all. Number 5, most likely to get caught cheating. Michelle said, David, because he already has. Juan said, I said David as well. Madison Tiffany trying to throw people off her scent, talking about David, looking guilty as hell. Girl, the only reason why you said David is so people could think you were Team Michelle, and you ain't fooling me. You know dang on well that you are probably in the running as well to be caught cheating, because that's exactly what's going to go on here today. So then Thomas holds up a sign, and he's like, me, because I'm a bad liar. And Camille was looking at him like, say what now? All right now. I already don't really like you like that. Don't go down on the swaggometer. Please, Swaggy T. Swaggy T, now don't mess it up. I seen you had your little J's on down to the retreat too. I'm surprised you ain't had the little earrings on. Please don't go down on the swaggometer talking about you gonna get caught cheating. Oh, child, please. Most likely to swap partners. Alan said MM, and Juan said Madison. Michelle also said Madison. She talking about, I didn't write it down. Did y'all see how David looked at Madison when Michelle put her name in invisible ink? Did y'all see that? So then Michelle goes into the kitchen and Alan follows. So he's like, what's going on? He wants to know what she's thinking. Alan then tells Michelle who all was there that night and that he didn't see David talking to anyone. And he wants to know if she knows anything. She said, I don't know anything. Like, I have some suspicions, but I don't really just want to say at this moment. I really don't want to say anything. Okay, well then don't say anything. This is where it started to piss me off, because he's trying to have a good time. And instead of you getting down to the bottom of it with the people that it involves, you're dragging Alan into it before you know for sure. So then Alan finds out that David went to the second place with Carla and Madison because he didn't know. Now, I wish Michelle would just rip the Band-Aid off already, because all these little hints, it's torturous. Now, he's kind of picking up what she's putting down, but he's just acting like he doesn't see it. Alan, you see it. Okay? I know you see it. I know you see it, Alan. I know you do. Wake up. Okay? Wake the hell up. So she wants to know if Madison and David have each other's number. So then Alan said, yeah, I think so. She's like, well, I think it's Madison. So then Michelle tells Alan, I want to keep it between us because I just don't really know, and I could be spiraling. And then the same thing that MM said, Alan said to Michelle. He said, yeah, I think you might be spiraling. Alan wants so badly for this not to be true, because ain't nobody spiraling except David and Madison. Moving forward. Alan is in the kitchen getting so emotional. He's getting teary-eyed, and I'm getting more and more infuriated as I watch. I am ready to ride to Chicago, and I'm going to need to take a road trip instead of a plane so I can calm down. Because the way that I was so pissed watching this, and then Michelle, for you to look at Alan and see the tears well up in his eyes and then say, no, don't get emotional. Like, why are you getting upset? No, I don't know yet. Well, then why did you even say anything? And I know that Alan is getting upset because he already is putting 2 and 2 together. And he knows all those late nights is the reason why he's thinking that this could potentially be true. Moving forward. So he told her, listen, I have put a lot of trust in Madison. If this is true, I'm going to flip out. Okay. And this is very disgusting. Y'all know what? Seeing the tears in his eyes, that just made my heart drop. I have been there. He is truly all in. And I know that he's hoping that Michelle is off her rocker. I know he is. But I do not like the way that she went about it, but it has to come out. And I wish she would have just gotten Madison, Tiffany, and David all in one room and just said to them both, hey, is this what's going on? Say it to them at the exact same time. But why are you hurting Alan in the process? He can't even flip the burgers good. He in there cooking for the gang and can't even do that. Done burnt the cheese all the way the hell up. So then she pulls Madison to the side, Michelle that is, and she's telling her, listen, David has told me a bunch of lies. He told me it was for this girl named Tiffany, and then he said about his cousin and the food. And she said, I was suspecting that he was with someone and he sent it. And since he was with you, I'm just wondering, is the message for you? She goes, what? No, it shouldn't be. I don't think so. Why would it be meant for me? So Michelle is telling her the M and the M, he could have gotten it confused. So it tracks. She was like, well, did you ask Carla the same question? Madison is sweating bullets and trying to talk about, well, we were only there for 15 minutes. Listen, If somebody pulled me into a room and said to me, was my husband texting you? I'll be like, girl, are you crazy? Abso-damn-lutely not. Your husband wasn't then, now, or will he ever be texting me? That's why I don't exchange numbers with people's significant other. You do not need my number. Child, I don't even have my sister's husband's number. We don't need to communicate, okay? Because anything could happen. I'm not saying it will, but you just never know how people take things. So absolutely not. But you sitting in front of her saying, I don't think so. Why would he? That doesn't make any sense. Should he? For me? Yeah, for you. So Michelle wants to know if she has his number. She said, yeah, I mean, we texted a few times about the gym, but that's all. Do you want to see my phone? Michelle, now is the time to see a phone. But you just sitting there looking crazy. That stupid laugh that Madison was doing was pissing me off as well, because you could tell she was guilty. What? Oh, girl, you're guilty. So Madison goes in to talk to Alan. Now, y'all, at this point, this is not Married at First Sight. This is Traitors. Okay, Married at First Sight edition. The people are meeting in separate rooms, and Michelle is trying to find out who is the traitor. And she has absolutely no idea if she's right or not, but she suspects that the traitors are David and Madison, and her assumptions would be correct. Okay, this is no longer Married at First Sight, baby, because they were going from room to room, talking here, there, and everywhere. Madison goes in to talk to Alan, and he's over it. Here she is. I'm just checking on. He was like, just give me a minute. I just need a minute. Okay. I just give me just a second. Cause now he's starting to think, you know what? She might be right about them messing around, but he just does not want to admit it. She came in the room to test his temperature, and she ain't fooling me. Cause if I were asked that question, I would be livid. I would go in there and I would talk to my husband about it. And I would say, this girl had enough nerve to ask me if her husband was texting me. That is crazy. I wouldn't be in there giggling. And now all of a sudden you want to check on Alan? You ain't never searched for him before? Now all of a sudden you want to make sure he's okay. No, you're checking his temperature and you ain't fooling me. Now while all this is going on, Juan out by the campfire freestyling and playing that damn guitar. Juancho, please. Juan, please. This is not the Cypher, and you are not at the damn BET Hip Hop Awards. And just Carla just out there hyping him up. I said, baby, these two are a match made in friendship heaven, honey, because ain't no kind of romantic spark whatsoever. They're just trying to stay out of the drama, child. Back in the house, Michelle is still on the case. She calls David in to come talk. Okay, baby, she finna cross-examine the witness. I said they need to get Michelle on some of these cold cases. Because, baby, the way she's like a dog with a bone, she is not letting this die. She said, y'all gonna tell me the truth tonight. Okay, tonight. She's in there talking to David, and she's trying to ask more questions, and David isn't interested in answering questions. She brings up Madison. Baby, he wasn't even fazed. Michelle, honey, this is the point where you hang it up, Buttercup. Okay, because he's done being nice to you. He's not the nice man that you thought he was when he was pretending to eat sushi and wearing those stupid shirts and them damn denim jackets. He doesn't care anymore. So he's not answering your questions. He's not. You might as well just hang it up. Here she go talking about, okay, well, if you don't want to answer, then I have my answers. Girl, he don't give a damn. Now here come Madison talking about, why am I being brought into this? Michelle said, because you're his type. She said, well, did you ask Carla? She said, no, because you're his type. Michelle is a real one, though. I have to give it to her, because she told Madison straight to her face, your response, it was fishy. When I asked you about the text, you were being suspicious. So I don't believe anything you're telling me. Now, some might say, well, why continue to interrogate people if you're not going to believe anything that they say? Well, when you know for a fact that your gut feeling is right, of course you're not going to believe anything that they say. You want them to tell you the truth. And here we go. She tells Michelle, well, you can believe what you want. The mark of a cheater. Baby, whenever they hit you with the believe what you want to believe, you best believe whatever it is that you're believing is the damn truth. Moving forward. So then she goes to grab her phone because she has to prove to Michelle that she's telling the truth. But see, it took too long, because my thing is, you went away and you took your phone. Now, she had already asked you this earlier in the day, so you had all that time to delete all the evidence. So for me, you bringing your phone to me at this juncture, that wouldn't make any difference to me. Because why are you bringing it to me now? No, I needed to. Don't tell me what has been. Tell me what's now, honey. Shout out to Nene Leaks. I don't want to see your phone 15 years later. Like, what? Now, mind y'all, Madison is saying that her and David had texted about gym stuff, right? She goes to David's Instagram and she sees no messages. Michelle, that's because they have it on vanish mode. Okay, the way that screen was black, baby, that's how the cheaters get away with it. Vanish mode will have your whole thread disappear, poof, into a puff of smoke. And then she hands the phone to Michelle. There's absolutely no thread between her and David. Girl, you done deleted everything. You said that there were gym text messages. Now there's not even one text message at all. Girl, you and David are a match made in hell. When I say a match made in hell, I do mean a match made in hell. No one can accuse Michelle of being a dummy. Now, we can accuse her of being insufferable, but a dummy she is not. Now Madison is mad because Michelle won't believe her. Well, I mean, you aren't believable. So you can get mad all you want to. You get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. Moving forward. So, baby, things are happening. So a producer named Jay, he goes in to talk to Madison. He says, is there any truth to this? She said, well, I don't know. Like, I don't want to hurt Alan. You don't know? Y'all, the way that my damn mouth was wide open. You don't know? Well, why did you lie and sneak around talking about you don't want to hurt him? You got a little lying problem. And anyone that can sit in several group settings and lie like this is scary. And that is a dangerous person. And now I don't feel bad about any way that David was treated. I'm sorry, I don't. Because who's to say that it hasn't been since the honeymoon, which I think that it was. That very first time they got on that treadmill, the two of them were plotting, planning, and scheming. From the first time he laid eyes on Madison, he knew that she was the one. And she was looking at him and he was looking at her. And then the common denominator was the treadmill. And they ain't fooling me. Moving forward. Madison didn't even stay at home the first night. Okay, she didn't even stay at the shared apartment when they got back from the honeymoon. And Alan had just told her that he lost a close friend. She is scummy and she does not deserve to even know Alan. Okay, her and her micro links. I don't like it. I don't damn like it. I don't like when nice people are mistreated. I've been there, done that, got the hurt. I don't like that. If you don't want a person or you don't desire them in a romantic way, state it plain. And a lot of people will probably argue, well, Alan couldn't have possibly thought that Madison liked him. Listen, when you are in the throes of something and a person is constantly relaying mixed messages to you and telling you, oh, well, you never know. And we are trying. He wanted it so badly and she wasn't being forthcoming. So, of course, he probably thought he stood a chance. Is it delusional? Yes. But did he think it was the truth? Absolutely. So Carla comes in to check on Michelle. And Michelle tells her, Carla, I think that text was meant for Madison. Carla is like, say what now? Why? So Carla wants to know why she thinks that. She thinks that, honey, because our gut is almost never wrong. And she's in there admitting it right now to the producer. So there you have it. Now, Michelle did say if she was wrong, she would apologize, tuck her tail between her legs, and she would leave the retreat. So they show it's 10:30 at night. Madison goes and knocks on David's door. So, baby, she go knock on the door and whatnot. What's going on? It's me, Madison. He in there pretending to be asleep. Sleeping Beauty, wake it the hell up. So they go in there and sit to play in our face. She tells him about Michelle wanting to talk to her. And then she's like, you know what? I feel like I like you a little bit more than I should. And I'm like, the way that he's all slouched on that couch while she pours her heart out, but couldn't muster up one nice damn thing to say about Alan. He trying to act all shocked. I said, what in the telenovela is happening here? Talking about, oh my God, what? Oh, this is crazy. It's not crazy because the two of you have been creeping around. Here's another ode to your TLC. So I creep. Yeah, I just keep it on the down low. You definitely meant it when you said you needed some TLC, T-Boss. So then she tells him, I just really don't want to continue with my marriage. I can't do it. So then he tells her, you know what? I like you too. And I appreciate you for giving me some attention. He really think he got it going on in this moment, honey, because she done sat here and poured her heart out to him. This is one for the books, y'all. Like I said, I was so infuriated watching this that I had to have an emergency live. If you missed it, baby, your time was had. I had to have an emergency live. I couldn't take it 1 second. These two slime buckets are laughing at Alan's pain and talking about how love stories are made in the gym. You two have planned to run away The dish is running away with the spoon. And y'all are acting like this is okay. Let me tell you something. You're going to get everything that you deserve, Madison. You're not used to a man that actually likes you. You're used to a man that you have to chase. The fact that this man didn't come out with his feelings first told me all that I needed to know. Okay? You couldn't stomach a man that actually liked you. You're used to toxic love. And if you think that the way that you met this man is the foundation to a good relationship, you are sadly mistaken. I don't care what Michelle said to him. He couldn't wait 8 weeks in order not to go and find the next best thing. So when you aren't giving him what he wants, then what? I wonder how you're going to feel. So she tells him she thinks maybe they can see where it goes, but no pressure. So he's like, no, this could definitely be something. I can see you being my ride or die. Yuck. Okay, just pure D yuck. Then he tells her, and I just want to tell you something. That text message was meant for you. Here she go. Why? Girl, you know that text message was meant for you. Y'all have recreated this entire scene to play in my damn face. She already knew it was meant for her because you've been sending her text messages before this. Okay? And the reason why I know that is because why was that text thread missing? If I don't have anything to hide, and I have been texting you to come to the gym between the hours of 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. and all you said was, okay, gym buddy, I will be there. There's no reason why your thread should be missing. I just don't see why it would be missing. And you're talking about why? Girl, you got that text message. And if you didn't get that one, you got all the other ones. Then that's why you deleted that thread. These two sat here laughing about their love story, starting in the gym while Alan is hurting, thinking that he has found his person. Baby, this show should be ashamed. The mental anguish that these people face when they go and put themselves out there. Y'all got to think about this. These people are putting themselves out on a limb to find love in an unconventional way. This heifer signed up for this show saying that she would find love sight unseen. That means no matter what you get, you will continue on. But instead, you decide to string him along, get everything out of him that you can get, pretend to be this nice woman. You and David are actually the exact same person. You just wear a skirt. David pretended like he was such a go along to get along type of guy, saying all the right things. The whole time he was sneaking around with you. You were in Alan's face, making it seem like, oh, I'm such a great girl, and I really could give this a go if I just let my guard down, throwing him surprise parties and saying everything that you think makes sense in front of the experts. The entire time you were sneaking around with David's cheeseburger eating ass. I am pissed. Baby, I am pissed. Y'all should have left Alan alone, okay? Because this ain't what you want. Moving forward. And Madison, I just want to know, is this what you consider a pretty boy? Now, I told them on that live on Thursday night, I'm going to put a picture up of what I think a pretty boy is. Y'all please tell me what you think a pretty boy is in the comment section, because I don't get it. These two vagabonds are sitting here planning their relationship, talking about, we didn't come here for friends. Well, if you didn't come here for friends, why couldn't you just be honest? And you did come here for a damn husband, which you got. And now you're going to destroy him for My Little Pony? That makes sense. You couldn't let Alan down easy. You didn't have the common courtesy or decency to even go to him first. You went to David to tell him your feelings instead of going to the man that's been nurturing your relationship for almost 8 weeks. You couldn't even grant him the common decency and courtesy to sit him down and say, Alan, listen, I know that I've said that things may be able to progress, but I am just not there. And I know this is going to hurt. And I should have been honest. And some things you were right about in regards to me. But I have now found a connection with someone other than you. And they're also a part of this experiment. Not you going to sit down and tell him love stories are made in the gym. And you know what? This is another thing I want to point out to you, Madison. You had to tell him how you felt while he sat there taking it all in. Y'all will get the life that you deserve, the two of you. Now they want to go tell Alan. Moving forward. So David goes into the kitchen, taps Alan on the shoulder and tells him he wants to talk to him outside. So baby, they go outside to talk. And Alan is like, okay, give it to me. Give it to me straight, no chaser. David tells Alan that he and Madison have a connection and that they have this thing that he doesn't have with her and that David doesn't have with Michelle. Alan wants to know, when did this start? On that damn honeymoon? I told y'all that very first meeting. I said, something ain't right here. And he told him, he said, it started when we started working out. But we were talking about the two of you. Alan said, I don't give a fuck. Okay, because y'all know I used to say, I don't give a damn. But baby, Alan say, I don't give a fuck. Okay, he was pissed. He said, F you. Then he starts talking about the trust that he put in Madison, and he told her the second that she doesn't want to be with him to tell him, and she played him. Here go David talking about she didn't exactly play you. He over there trying to take up for her. Sir, like he said, F her and F you. How dare you sit in this man's face and try to take up for somebody? How are you going to tell him what he and his wife discussed? You do know that he's actually married to her, right? Okay, so you can just fall back trying to take up for her. David telling him, well, don't say that about her. Don't talk about David, please. And you better be glad it's Alan, because a lesser man would have knocked your block off a long time ago. And you better be glad he has his right mind and he has his wits about him. And even though he was drinking a little bit, he still did not resort to violence. And that's more than I can say for a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying it's right, but y'all know how people behave when it's matters of the heart. This is nothing to play with. In the real world, this could get you hurt. Okay, you better be glad y'all are in a controlled environment. Now, I don't know who would have taken who, because I mean, Alan did have on his slippery hard bottom shoes, but that's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. Baby, this is awful. Oh, I feel so bad for my Alan. Y'all, I feel so bad, y'all. All jokes aside, my heart was breaking. When he got up from that bonfire and he walked back into the retreat house, I felt so bad for him. The way that David was speaking to Alan disgusted me. You deserve everything Michelle said about you. You deserve it all. I don't care. Because nobody cared about hurting Alan. This is just a mess. Alan comes back inside. He's visibly distraught. MM is trying to get him to talk. She's like, please just talk to me. So she goes outside to hug him. He's torn up. Oh my gosh, y'all. When I tell y'all, tears well up in my eyes. He was so hurt. I could feel his hurt through the screen. You know how some people, you can watch them have a moment and you're like, oh man, that really touched them. But no, I could feel his hurt through the screen. He was really invested in that skank. So then Juan came out trying to impart kind words, but Juan, hold on a second. Allow him to vent. Juan was trying to calm him down like, okay, keep your integrity, nobody wants to hear that. Okay, just let him vent. Alan is telling him, I tried everything for this girl. And I kept asking her, and she said that she didn't find me attractive. And I said, what is it? Is it the shirt? I'll buy a new shirt. And that's when I just broke down because I felt so bad for him. It's like he really thought that he could fix his way into her life. Alan, that's not how things work. If a person cannot love you for you or even like you for who you are, that's not your person. You don't want a person you have to completely change to be with. Because one day, if you just so happen to change back, then what happens? He's like, I'll do whatever. I would have done whatever. Now, in this moment, as I'm watching, this was not entertaining for me because I know how he feels. To be betrayed by someone you thought cared about you, even as a human being, not even romantically, but just as a human. For you to be treated like that and feel that way, that is awful. Now, both MM and Juan, they're trying to tell him to keep his integrity, keep his respect, because he messed around and called her out her name, child. He said, I bought $3,000 worth of clothes for that bitch. I said, oh my gosh. Woo, okay. He's pissed. Now, he's like, I just want to go home. So MM is like, you cannot drive. He said, I wouldn't drive. Despite the picture that she's trying to paint of me, I'm not that person. No, you know what? We know you're not that person. And she did very well try to paint you out to be this person that gets behind the wheel and drives drunk. I'm glad that you stopped and you thought about it and you didn't get behind the wheel. I appreciated that. So he's back in the house and he is pissed. When I say he is storming through this house, so she comes out talking about, does he want a conversation? No, you trifling heifer, stay away from him. He don't want no damn conversation from you. Why the hell would he want to talk to your lying, conniving self? Please make it make some sense. Quickly. Talking about, does he want a conversation? Madison turned around, baby. She did an about face and scurried the other direction. Yeah. Get gone. David is going to take you up and through there. You best believe it. You just wait. Karma does not miss. It might not come today. It might not come tomorrow. Y'all might have been together for a year. It might not come after the reunion, but you best believe it's going to come. It is going to come. Moving forward. So now she up there hiding out. No, come on out here, Tiffany. Come on, Cletus. Come on. Talking about, does he want a conversation? Baby, the way that Alan is tearing up that Airbnb, baby, y'all ain't getting none of that money back. Y'all gonna have to start renting them houses. Y'all are going to have to buy a Married at First Sight house and take these people to it. Because you got Michaela, now you got Alan. Y'all cannot take them people there and tear them people up like this. Because they are tearing those things up. And now y'all not going to get that deposit back. And he was hitting things that are not, like, they're irretrievable. So it's not like you can just go fix it. This is just a mess. So Alan told Juan that people like him. He's like, you got to know me. People like me. Oh, my heart was just breaking for him. Do you hear me? He said, but then you're sitting by somebody and they're looking at you with disgust in their eyes. So Michelle comes in and she's like, what's going on? She's trying to figure out what's happening. And so Alan tells her, you were right. She's talking about, oh my God, I didn't want to be right. Shut up, Michelle. Yes, you did. The amount of hurt that this woman caused him is unreal. And you wanted to get down to the bottom of it. You did want to be right. That was your one goal in all of this. It was to be right. So he's looking around. He's like, I don't want to do anything in front of you that you shouldn't see. So he's telling everybody that he's done and he's going home. By this time, Thomas is in the room. Juan is there. I think Camilla's in the hallway. Madison is hiding. David somewhere. Child, it's just a mess. My heart literally ached for him. She is exactly who he said she was. And David is exactly who Michelle said he was. Then David's old slouchy self gonna come back in apologizing to Michelle about lying for everything. You don't care about lying about nothing. Now that it's out and you feel like you and Madison can skip off into the sunset and everything's on the table. And Madison, I want you to pay attention to this. He allowed you to be the one to bring this relationship to the forefront. What man can't stand up and say, this is the woman I like and I'm going to tell everybody that I like her? No, he didn't do that for you. He allowed you to step in front. I want you to just pay attention to that. I'm just saying. Moving forward. So Michelle looks at David. She said, you still think you're a great guy? He said, yes, I am. I am a great guy. The fact that you still think you're a great guy and you were hurting and lying to someone that did absolutely nothing to you, someone that considered you a friend, I don't consider that a great guy. I want to take a survey. How many people down in the comments, please let me know, still thinks that David is a good guy? She said, okay, well then go be with my friend, I guess. He said, well, you were asking me nothing and she was asking me questions on a daily. Not you trying to rub it in her face when you could have easily told her the truth 17 episodes ago. But you chose to lie. Talking about you were talking about food. Then here you come with Tiffany. Now all of a sudden it's because she wanted to know more about you and she was asking you questions on the daily. I'm with Michelle. Michelle said in that confessional, she said he's literal trash. Opposite of everything that he claims to be. And I feel that exact same way about him and Madison. Moving forward. So baby, then the end, okay? The end comes. And Michelle goes and knocks on Madison's door because she wants to have a talk. She said, you ready to talk? Here go Madison. I mean, are you going to come in guns a-blazing? Yeah. You literally sat in my face and you were around me for several times and you were lying. You were allowing me to tell my business about my marriage the whole time you were messing with him. Whether I wanted him or not, it's not your place to go and pick up my sloppy seconds. So yeah, I'm coming in guns a-blazing. I'm coming in with smoke. And what else is going on? And that was the end of the episode. The audacity of this woman to say, are you going to just talk? Or are you coming in guns a-blazing? You know what? You and David mighty cocky. Be very careful. Because I am sure that when the dust settles, David is going to allow you to fend for yourself. He might say a few words, but you are soon going to see what it really is. Child, this episode was something else, y'all. Y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Again, meet me Thursday night so we can talk about it live. This was one for the books. I have never been so, I don't even know how to explain it, y'all. I was just an emotional wreck. I wanted to run through that TV and hug Alan. I really wanted to be there for him in that moment because in the grand scheme of things, he is the only one that I feel 100% empathy for. He didn't deserve this. He was 100% all in. He came into this experiment very serious about the person that he was with. And for him to be betrayed like that, that's just awful. Child, made me forget all about Ikechi. Child, between Alan, MM, and it's just too much, y'all. It's just too much. Comment down below, y'all, and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.